Have you ever felt something off? Not pain, not fear, just a strange sense of unease in your body, like something deep inside you is quietly protesting, but you can't quite put your finger on why. Maybe it comes as a gentle heaviness in your chest, a flutter in your stomach, or a vague tension that lingers without explanation. This silent signal, what we call the Unpleasure Special, is something nearly everyone experiences, but 99% of people brush aside. Today, we're going to decode what this mysterious sensation actually means, and why listening to it could make all the difference for your health, especially as you get older. Welcome! I'm glad you're here. This is Prime Life Health, where we explore your body's hidden messages, those subtle clues that most people miss, but that can change everything if you know how to read them. Today, we're not talking about obvious warning signs, like pain or fever. This isn't about diets, pills, or chasing symptoms. Instead, we're diving deep into a feeling most people don't understand. A feeling that might be your body's earliest clue that something important needs attention. So, what exactly is the Unpleasure Special? Most people describe it like this: I feel uncomfortable, but I can't explain why. Or, something just doesn't feel right. You might hear, it's not pain, but it's definitely not peace. This sensation often creeps in during quiet moments, right after a meal, just before you drift off to sleep, or during a long stretch of stillness. It's not dramatic or alarming. In fact, it's so subtle, it's easy to ignore. But psychologists have a name for it: a somatic warning. In simple terms, it's your body's early alarm bell, a vague, uneasy feeling tied to an internal imbalance. The word unpleasure was first coined by Sigmund Freud, and while the science of his day was limited, modern research is catching up. We now know that this peculiar sensation might be linked to gut inflammation, nervous system overload, or even chronic stress stored deep in your tissues. In other words, that strange, hard-to-name feeling is your body's way of whispering, something isn't quite right. Where does this feeling come from? Let's break it down. First, there's the gut-brain axis. Think of your gut and your brain as twins. What one feels, the other reacts to. When your digestion is struggling, your gut sends subtle signals to your brain through the vagus nerve, one of the most important communication highways in your body. You might not feel sharp pain or discomfort. Instead, you just feel off, maybe a bit foggy, maybe a little restless. The discomfort isn't loud enough to stop you in your tracks, but it's persistent enough that you can't ignore it forever. Next, consider the vagus nerve itself. This nerve is your body's stress translator. It picks up on inflammation, poor sleep, or even background anxiety, and turns it into a subtle sense of discomfort in your chest, gut, or throat. You might notice it as a flutter, a heaviness, or a slight constriction. It's your body's way of processing stress that never quite got resolved. And then there's emotional baggage. Sometimes the Unpleasure Special isn't physical at all. It's emotional stress that's been trapped in the body for years, especially common in people over 50 who've lived through decades of ups and downs, responsibilities, and sometimes suppressed tension. Maybe it's grief that never got expressed, or anxiety about the future that lingers in the background. Over time, these emotions can become physical sensations, quietly calling for your attention. But here's the part most people never realize. This odd, uncomfortable feeling, this Unpleasure Special, might be the first whisper of something deeper going on in your body. It could be a sign of chronic inflammation, the kind that slowly wears down your tissues and organs. It might be the earliest clue of irritable bowel syndrome, food intolerances, or blood sugar imbalances. Sometimes, it's a hint that your nervous system is out of sync, overstimulated, underrested, or stuck in a cycle of stress. In rare cases, especially if it becomes frequent or severe, it could even be an early warning sign of neurological issues, like Parkinson's or dementia. Now, before you panic, remember, most of the time, the Unpleasure Special is not a sign of something catastrophic, but it is a sign that your body wants you to pay attention. Ignoring it doesn't make it go away. In fact, tuning in early could help you change course before a bigger problem develops. So, What can you actually do about it? Let's turn awareness into action. The first step is simple. Notice when it happens. Does the uneasy feeling show up after meals? During stressful moments? Right before bed? Keeping a small journal or making a mental note can help you spot patterns you might otherwise miss. Next, try some vagus nerve exercises. One of the simplest is slow, rhythmic breathing. Inhale for a count of 4, hold for 7, and exhale for 8. This helps activate your body's relaxation response, easing the vague tension and promoting calm. Splashing cold water on your face can also reset your nervous system, as can gentle humming or chanting. These simple acts stimulate the vagus nerve, telling your body that it's safe to relax. Don't forget about anti-inflammatory habits. Cut back on processed foods, which can irritate your gut and fuel inflammation. Add more turmeric, omega-3 rich foods, and leafy greens to your meals. Even a short 5-minute walk after eating can help your body process food and shift you out of that uneasy state. Most importantly, don't ignore this signal. If the discomfort becomes a regular part of your life, talk to your doctor. You're not being dramatic, you're being smart. Your body is your oldest ally, and it always gives you clues long before things reach a crisis. Remember, the body always speaks. Too often, we only learn to listen when it screams. That uncomfortable, hard-to-name sensation, that's your Unpleasure Special. It might just be your last, gentle chance to change course before something breaks. So next time you feel it, don't brush it off. Tune in, heal early, and keep coming back to Prime Life Health, where we help you uncover the secrets your future self will thank you for.